Did you know that pancreatic cancer has taken the lives of many of our favorite entertainers? While it saddens us to learn about their passing, we should also find inspiration when we look back at their remarkable lives. These celebrities lived life to the fullest and overcame many obstacles to achieve success in their careers. Watch this video to learn all about the celebrities who died of pancreatic cancer and their incredible lives and careers. Jack Benny. One of America's legendary comic performers was Jack Benny. He was born as Benjamin Kubelski on Valentine's Day, 1894, in Chicago. His parents were Jewish immigrants, with his father migrating from Poland and his mother migrating from Lithuania. As a child, he began learning the violin and played it when he became a professional performer. In his teens, he began playing in an orchestra, and it was clear that performing for others was a lot more important to him than his studies. He eventually was expelled from school due to poor grades, but this didn't make him lose hope. In his late teens, he began playing the violin in vaudeville theaters. He began making a regular income from this work and decided being a professional entertainer was the right career path. He transitioned to radio in the 1930s as the host of his own radio comedy, The Jack Benny Show. His radio career lasted almost 20 years. Towards the end of the 40s, he knew he had to delve into new mediums. He hosted popular TV shows and soon became a guest on many TV panel shows like the $64,000 Question. He soon enough became host of his own TV show, The Jack Benny Program. His film career included roles in films such as Chasing Rainbows, The Medicine Man, It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World, and George Washington Slept Here. Jack Benny passed away December 26, 1974, at the age of 80. He's remembered as one of America's most prolific and versatile entertainers. Before we tell you more about celebrities who died from pancreatic cancer, please be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to FactsVerse for more. Pernell Roberts. Pernell Roberts Jr. was born in Georgia in 1928. At a young age, Pernell developed a keen interest in acting. He acted in plays in school and his church. After serving 2 years in the Marines, he attended the University of Maryland, where he acted in a few college plays. But he left the university to start his professional acting career much faster. It was in the late 40s that he began working regularly in the theater. His theater work included roles in plays like The Man Who Came to Dinner and Pygmalion. He later worked in TV, having bit parts in shows like Gunsmoke, Cheyenne, and The Detectives. His big break came when he played Adam Cartwright in Bonanza. This was his breakout role, which made him a household name. After leaving Bonanza, he continued to work in the theater for the remainder of his career. He died in 2010 at age 81. Michael Landon. Another star from Bonanza was Michael Landon. He was born Eugene Growitz in 1936 in New York. As a youth, he was more interested in sports. He was an excellent javelin thrower and pursued the sport in college. But he tore his shoulder ligament and had to put an end to his athletic career. But he also developed an interest in acting at this time. He began working in TV in the 50s with his first TV appearance in the show Telephone Time. This was followed by a series of bit parts in popular TV shows. He soon became popular on westerns like The Rifleman, The Adventures of Jim Bowie, and The Texan. When he was cast as Little Joe in Bonanza, he became a huge star. Following Bonanza, he played the lead role of Charles Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie. For the remainder of his career, he had parts in big TV shows and films. He also worked behind the camera as the writer and director of Where Pigeons Go to Die. He died in 1991 at age 54. Bonnie Franklin. Bonnie Franklin was born in California in 1944. She began her acting career by appearing in TV shows during her childhood. She even had a small, uncredited role in the Alfred Hitchcock film The Wrong Man. In the 70s, she began her theater career with her first role in the musical Applause. Her later plays included 1,000 Clowns and Carousel. She became a household name when she played Anne Romano in the sitcom One Day at a Time. Following the sitcom, she continued to play bit parts in TV shows and working in the theater. One of her notable roles was in her later career on the soap opera The Young and the Restless. She died in 2013 at age 69. Joan Crawford. One of Hollywood's legendary actresses was Joan Crawford. She began her career dancing in traveling revues. She was born in the early 1900s in Texas. She'd later appear in plays which caught the attention of film producers. Her first film roles were in Lady of the Night, The Circle, The Only Thing, and The Merry Widow. While she was getting regular work, she felt that she had the potential to become a major star. She began to promote herself and actively sought out bigger roles. Her major film roles included work in The Unknown, Across to Singapore, Laughing Sinners, and Possessed. One of her most memorable roles was in Mildred Pierce, for which she won an Oscar for Best Actress in a Leading Role. She had such a commanding presence on screen that she never seemed to lose popularity throughout her career. While she did have a few flops and her fair share of harsh critics, she never let anyone stop her. Any fan of classic American cinema knows the formidable presence Joan Crawford had throughout her career. Whether it's Johnny Guitar or whatever happened to Baby Jane, you can look back at Joan Crawford's career and marvel at her talent and persistence. She died in 1977. Donna Reed. Donna Reed was born and raised on a farm in Iowa in 1921. Her life was changed when her high school chemistry teacher gave her a copy of the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This classic book on self-improvement and communication must have sparked her interest in performing. She appeared in a school play and later appeared in many plays while a student at Los Angeles City College. She made her film debut in 1941 in the film The Getaway. She then had roles in major films like Shadow of the Thin Man, The Courtship of Andy Hardy, The Picture of Dorian Gray, and They Were Expendable. But perhaps her most well-known role was as Mary Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life. From 1958 to 66, she starred in her own sitcom called The Donna Reed Show. She loved playing a wife and a mother who looked after her home and family. While the show was criticized by feminists, Donna Reed stood her ground on the importance of the role. Today, this sitcom is remembered as a show that emphasized the importance of family. She died in 1986 at age 64. Alan Rickman. Few actors could match the screen presence of Alan Rickman. He was born in London in 1946 and started his career as a graphic designer. He and his friends began a successful graphic design business, but he soon decided to pursue his true calling. He attended the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in the 70s and began acting in theater. His first major film role was as Hans Gruber in Die Hard. To this day, Gruber is considered one of cinema's greatest villains. In the 90s, he starred as the Sheriff of Nottingham in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. He also had major roles in films such as Truly Madly Deeply, Quigley Down Under, Galaxy Quest, and Dogma. In the 2000s, he became best known for playing Severus Snape in the Harry Potter films. He also had a role in the now classic British rom-com Love Actually. Rickman passed away in 2016 at age 69. One of cinema's great character actors was British actor Pete Postlethwaite. He was born in 1946 in Lancashire. He studied initially to become a Catholic priest, but soon found his passion for acting. He began his career at the Everyman Theatre in Liverpool and later played several roles on TV shows and movies. He began appearing in small roles in feature films as early as the mid-70s, but his big break came in 1988 when he appeared as the father in Terence Davies' film Distant Voices, Still Lives. This launched him to stardom, and he began working regularly in films after the role. His later roles included To Kill a Priest, The Dressmaker, Hamlet, and Alien 3. In the 90s, he acted in some of the greatest films of the decade. This included roles in The Last of the Mohicans, In the Name of the Father, and The Usual Suspects, in which he played Kobayashi. Pete Postlethwaite continued to act regularly in the 2000s, appearing in films like The Constant Gardener, Aeon Flux, Inception, and The Town. His final film was Killing Bono. He died in 2011 at age 64. Now it's time to hear from you. Who on this list was your favorite actor? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.